Hi guys, attorney Ashley Lambert here again with a brief video about custody battles. Things you should be careful not to do when waiting on your day in court when it comes to custody battles. We tend to be very scrutinizing of the other parent. Now, of course, custody battles can be quite contentious. Emotions may fly high for sure, but you must remember to keep a cool head and be the mature parents. We want to allow the judge to see that you are willing to cooperate. Pettiness being number one. Don't be petty. Don't whine about every little thing that the other parent is doing. Small things. What about this? Or he's doing that or she's doing this. Stop it. Rules still have to be followed in court. Rules of evidence specifically. Be timely when presenting your attorney with possible evidence. If you think you have a good piece of evidence that will support your case, give it to your attorney in time. A little something is a lot of nothing to a judge. What do I mean by that? If you have a bunch of little things that you might feel like, okay, yes, I have a great case against him or her, all these little things compiled to demonstrate that they are not in compliance with the court's order or the mediation agreement. All of those small things could just appear to be petty to the judge, could appear to be those small things, which means might mean a lot to you, might be very trivial to the judge. And now guess what? Because you were the person that presented all those trivial things, you wanted to fuss about everything and scrutinize everything. To the judge, you might look like you are the more difficult parent. You might look like that you are the one that's least likely to work with the other parents. You might give off the impression that you are the parent who will continuously be one of those parents that continuously have so many emotions filed in one single custody case. So we want to be careful about how scrutinizing we are when it comes to the other parent. It's understandable that you are so hung on, well, not hung, what you rightfully so want to be the parent to have custody or shared custody where another parent might be fighting you on that. That's understandable, but make sure that your claims are actually your claims against the other parent are actually contrary. What they're doing is actually contrary to the mediation agreement or to the court order. Now, we want to be careful too that before you run to file a claim against the other parent for whatever reason it might be, make sure that it's not a one-off incident. For example, if the parent one time forget to drop the child off by 7 o'clock and now it's 8, okay. If it's a one-off, if they don't have a habitual habit of dropping the child off at any time they get ready, it's not worth the time, your time, the court's time, your attorney's time, and you're going to be the one with the expense. So by the time you reach your attorney, you will already have had sufficient good claims, evidence against the other parent, whether it's a modification of custody, whether it's a motion for sole custody, shared custody, whatever it might be. Make sure it's not a plethora of petty things. Make sure that it's an actual, if you were contesting or filing a petition, a contempt order, well, you're trying to get a contempt order and you're filing a contempt petition, make sure that the person is actually in contempt and not just doing something that you don't like. So those are some things you want to be careful of when you're in the middle of a custody battle. And this also applies for visitation, also applies for divorce, whatever it might be. Make sure we're not being petty. Make sure it is not overly emotional and you're just on some get back type stuff. You know, the judge will smell that out. If not the judge, the other attorney surely will. And put the judge on notice. Okay. Believe me, it happens. Parents will get extra petty. They will say, oh, I heard that, my brother-in-law saw, his sister, and his sister told him that my spouse was at a party drinking and smoking. Okay? Remember, everything's in the best interest of the child. Were the children around? Are they an alcoholic? So just make sure that you have sound evidence and you are being the mature parent and make sure you are not being petty or scrutinizing or pointing out every little thing, so that the judge can see that you are willing to work with the other parent. You are willing to follow the court orders. You are willing to co-parent, because that is in the best interest of the child. All right? So until next time, talk to you later, guys. Bye.